Welcome to Tea for Lunch,
Here
show
we
powered
are.
by Arcade Studios.
Yeah, each week it will serve you up the top stories we're following in social media, entertainment, celebrity, and tech in 15 minutes or less. We're going to keep that 15 minutes this time. You can catch a show live on Instagram Wednesdays at about 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, or you can catch the replay on all podcast providers and on YouTube on Thursdays. We're your hosts this week. I'm Mitzi.
And I'm Mike.
Yeah.
Or am I Chat GPT?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Here we are. What is it? 4 sleeps till Christmas?
Something like that.
Thank God, because we're knee-deep in the Elf on the Shelf game, and it's so exhausting.
Yeah, whose idea was that, by the way?
I am totally out of ideas, and I feel like in my limited free time, I'm like scrolling and searching like TikTok and Instagram for like Elf on the Shelf ideas, and there's like whole accounts that are dedicated to different like creative ways you can set up Elf on the Shelf.
God bless.
And it is so exhausting. Shout out to all the parents who are doing the Elf on the Shelf. It's a grind.
It is. I think like the first few times you can just put it wherever and it's fun that the elf exists.
Yeah.
But then as like weeks go by and you get closer to Christmas, you can't do the same thing twice, and there's only so many like things you can hang the elf from without actually like manufacturing a structure that didn't exist before, or creating a crime scene of sorts.
And a lot of parents do. Like, we're in year 1. Like, this is year 1 of Elf on the Shelf. We have like 7 years to go of like
No, we're doing this for like 3 max, I'd say.
No, because like our second child will be like of age to understand Elf on the Shelf in 3 years.
But with your second child, you can repeat some of your highlights.
No, but then they get their own elf, and then the 2 elves are buddies.
There's more than one elf?
Yeah, each kid gets an elf.
We're going to end up with 7 elves.
Okay, so Kim Kardashian also does Elf on the Shelf, and she shares like the scene every morning of like her kids' elves. And she has like 4 elves. Obviously,
like,
she doesn't. It's her team, of course. Yeah. But they are intricate. They're like full actual crime scenes. And if they're like in a spot, they have like glitter footprints. Could you imagine? You would literally kill me.
Yeah.
That'd
Glitter's
be the
a
end
no-go
of us.
no fly zone for me in our house.
Totally.
Yeah. We had a Christmas tree that was flocked. And part of the flocking on the Christmas tree, like, for those that don't know, like me, flocking is meant to look like there's snow on the tree. But the flocking on the one that we got, of course, had glitter in it, which ended up all over our house. So we had to inevitably get a different Christmas tree the next year.
We literally had that tree for like 1 year, 1 season, and it was out of here.
Yeah, off it goes.
Anyways, we have 3 exciting stories. Actually, they're not exciting. I feel like this is a very slow time of year. No one is doing anything that interesting. Everyone's on holidays.
Yeah, so celebrities are on holidays. News is kind of going into autopilot.
Totally.
The only one that's still in the news is Elon.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about him. And it's kind of silly that we're talking about him in the last episode of the year, because I feel like we talked about him like probably for 70% of our Tea for Lunch episodes.
If there was a Tea for Lunch Wrapped, he would be our most
number
streamed
one
artist, for sure.
Absolutely. So should we get into it?
Yeah. First up, we got the GOAT, Messi. He just became the author of the most liked post in Instagram history. If y'all didn't see Adam Mosseri share that, you probably saw it on another publication. But of course, it's because Argentina won the World Cup last weekend over France. And Messi, of course, went to Instagram to post a celebratory photo of him holding up that World Cup that he's been struggling and striving to get before he could finally put a bow on his amazing, illustrious career. So the photo quickly took off, became the most liked photo posted by an athlete. But Instagram announced yesterday that it is now the most liked post ever of anything.
Love to see it.
More than the Kardashians, more than Drake, more than Ronaldo.
Yeah. You have to think of someone like global, like Bad Bunny.
Ronaldo,
or like,
Cristiano Ronaldo's.
Yeah, that's
Bad
a good
Bunny,
one.
That's a good comparison too. All these Latinos.
Yeah, I love to see it. I'm so happy for Messi, who won. But kind of related, I saw this really funny TikTok of someone who has shared a photo of Messi taking a photo of his wife with the World Cup, and then she did like a little commentary. She's like, this man just played 120 minutes of soccer. He scored multiple penalty kicks. He won a trophy on behalf of his country, and he still had time to take a photo of his wife. And basically,
and
the
he
summary,
still had time to take a photo with Salt Bay, by the way.
Wait.
Did you see it? Okay, sorry.
The summary is the main message for that TikTok was if he wanted to, he would.
Wanted to what?
If he wanted to, he would. You've never heard that?
No, I haven't heard that.
You've never heard that. Michael, come on.
Do I need to have the audio on TikTok when I'm scrolling to know that meme?
No, you don't need to have the audio on. It's just like a thing people say. If he wanted to, he would. Like, if he wanted to date you, or if he wanted to, like, take you out, or if he wanted to call, if he wanted to, he would. Man.
What a great saying. Iconic.
I am dying right now. It's not like something I came up with. It's just like the world.
I know it's not.
Says stuff
I'm
like
just
that.
saying, like, wow, such a thing to miss out on. If he wanted to, he would. But anyways, back to the real interesting things to talk about. I don't know if you saw how hard Salt Bae was trying to get a photo with Messi. Like, Messi on the field after the World Cup was with his team, and Salt Bae of all people was there, just like asking repeatedly to get a photo. Messi said no to him 3 times before finally just begrudgingly agreeing. And then Salt Bae got his hands on the World Cup, the actual trophy later, and was taking photos with it instead of letting the team have it. Like,
yeah, that is weird. Who let him on the field?
This guy sprinkles salt on meat and he thinks he's entitled.
Is he Argentinian?
I don't know.
Why was he there?
I think because he's got money, maybe? Maybe he's Argentinian. Who knows?
Cool. It would make sense because he is, like, famous for adding salt to meat. And that's like an Argentinian way of cooking meat.
That does check out. Yeah.
All right, let's jump into our next story.
For a quick Instagram update, Instagram has introduced a few new features. What else is new? If you've ever wondered if you're shadow banned, you can finally find out, because owners of professional accounts can now hop over to their settings and account status to see where posts are being shared. And if you've ever had to deal with a hacked account, which many people have, or just being locked out of it in general, hashtag 2-factor authentication, you know how hard it can be to find support with Instagram. Now you can visit instagram.com/hacked to get resources to help you recover your page.
This update is irrelevant because, like, who cares if you're shadow banned? Like, so what? Like,
it's because you bought followers.
Who isn't shadow banned? Like, we're all shadow banned if you're not posting like 5 reels a day. Secondly, if you got hacked, like, that's on you. 2-factor authentication has existed for like a year. So, like, what's the point of Instagram.com/hacked?
Well, because Instagram has absolutely terrible support.
Right. So, like, but, like, if you're hacked at this point and you didn't do 2-factor authentication, you don't deserve to have an account.
Yeah, Taina's shaking her head in the distance. She agrees.
It's true.
Yeah, and I think half of the time that people think they're hacked is just because they forgot. They forgot their password, or they attached the wrong email, or they didn't pay for their email address, so now it's expired and the email isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, there's all sorts of things. We've even helped celebrities get back into their account when they thought they were hacked.
Should we share that tea?
Should we? I don't know. Is it kosher to share the name?
Yeah, I will.
Spit it.
So, what was it, 2 years ago? Christine Quinn of Selling Sunset, she tweeted that her Instagram account got hacked. And so Josiah, who worked for us, he tweeted at her, and she, like, randomly followed him, and he's like, I can help you. And at the time we had access to this, like, celebrity portal that celebrities can go to if their accounts got hacked.
And verified accounts.
Right. And so she, like, I guess they DM'd, and then she called him. They exchanged phone numbers, and Josiah was able to email or contact Instagram, got her back into her account, and she actually didn't get hacked. She just forgot the email that is associated with her account. So, like you said, most people who get hacked are just, like, don't know all their emails or passwords or whatever. Anyways, we got her back into her account, and she was really grateful for it. And she said that we were able to move faster than even the folks at Netflix. So that was a nice little. And it was
especially urgent because she was waiting to announce her pregnancy with Vogue, was it?
People.
Okay, I don't know. It's all the same to me.
Not quite.
So it all hinged on us getting back into her Instagram account for her. And she still follows you, I think.
I don't know. She randomly followed me as a thank you for helping her get into her account. And she actually has engaged with my content before. I'm like, listen, Christine, I appreciate the olive branch, but you don't have to like my stuff. But yeah, I actually am I really like her. She's evolved for me since this is totally going over your head. I can just feel it. But since her time in Selling Sunset, she's evolved, and she's, like, really, like, a personality of her own now, and I'm just happy for her.
If she wanted to, she would.
No, that's not the way you use that word. That saying. Anyways, let's go on to the next story. If you're curious, there's still a lot going on Twitter. First, they launched an affiliate verification so brands can associate other accounts with their main account. So, for example, if you have a support account, you can verify it to be affiliated with your actual general account. Then they changed business profiles away from a circle shape to a square without any notice. Nobody asked for that. Brand accounts check your pages. And then the big news, though, is that Elon Musk has been talking about his struggle to manage both Twitter and Tesla. Tough life. And he put up a poll on Twitter asking if he should step down as the head of Twitter. And he claimed that he would abide by the results. And so far, the poll is sitting at 57.5% yes, he should resign. So sounds like Elon will be looking for a replacement as CEO at Twitter.
One of the funny things was that he was kind of quiet after the poll ended for a bit, but then also he's since, he said he's going to honor it if he can find a replacement CEO, but he's since also clarified that in the future for polls, they're only going to let verified counts participate.
Yeah, paid verified counts.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's kind of implying that there's some bot activity on that poll that voted him out as CEO.
I don't put it past anyone to buy a bunch of bots in order to
get this guy out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this led me down a rabbit trail. I was thinking about okay, if Elon Musk isn't the CEO of Twitter, who should be? So I just Googled who are the most followed accounts on Twitter. And I think the person who's going to be CEO of Twitter should be really active on Twitter. They also should have some sort of managerial experience. The last thing we need is another celebrity managing a public account like that. And then I also felt it should be someone a bit more serious. So anyways, I Googled who's the top followed people on Twitter, and here's the list. So number 1 is Barack Obama.
Oh, managerial experience, check.
There you go.
A little bit more serious,
Number
check.
2, Elon Musk. Well, we're obviously talking about who could potentially replace him, so that wouldn't work. Number 3 is Justin Bieber, which I don't think is a fit. Number 4 is Katy Perry, who's the most followed woman on Twitter, which is really interesting to me because I went to her Twitter account and she's so self-promotional. I'm what are people following her for?
Yeah.
She just talks about the show she's on. She's on American Idol, which I didn't realize.
Do you think it's a bunch of bots?
Maybe. Number 5 is Rihanna, which she's got her hands full. She's the CEO of multiple successful businesses.
We would rather her put out new music.
Hell yeah.
Than take over Twitter.
Yeah. You're good, Rihanna. Stay where you're at. Number 6 is Cristiano Ronaldo, global superstar, also has his hands full. Mm-hmm. Number 7 is Taylor Swift.
Please no.
Leave it there.
That would be dramatic.
Number 8 was Donald Trump, which was surprising to see him on this list because he had his Twitter account removed. Now he's back. And that's that. We'll leave it there.
So we got no solution.
Anyways, my recommendation, if we're looking at top followed people, would be Barack Obama. Because he's got the energy, managerial experience. He hasn't said anything that defamatory on Twitter so far. He's really great in the public eye. And Twitter is a public square. So that's my vote.
Come through, Mr. President.
Anyways, those are our top 3 stories, and we're about to wrap our final Tea for Lunch for the year.
Yeah, that's 50 episodes this year.
That's right. A year ago, this last week, we started this show. It's just an excuse for us to talk about pop culture, things that we're already talking about in a public way, and hopefully it's been valuable to you. Hopefully you learned about some Instagram and Twitter updates, and we'll see you again next year.
Yeah, we got some fun things percolating.
Let's do it.
No pun intended.
Well, cheers to the last episode. Now that we've wet your palate, go eat something more substantial.
Salud.
Salud.